Hey guys, how's it going? Professor Shuckle here, back with another Pokemon drafting video. This time I'll be going over my run for the Smogon ORAS Cup 2. I know the last video on this channel was like 8 months ago. I believe it was the final of the routes, which we ended up losing to our friend Steve. But since then, I played in the Draft Champions League, which is the Smogon Team Tour for draft. And I captained with King L5, and we made semifinals and lost in tiebreak. And that obviously burnt me out, so I took a break since then. I don't think I've played anything since then until this Smogon tournament. And I'm going to record all the games in one video, so this might take a while. And yeah, before I jump into our draft in the game, I want to give quick shout outs to everybody who helped me during this run. So starting with Cakebreak, Skyhorse, King L5, Odin, Slick, Gorax, Akshi, Zooch, Hopeless, Panda, Tiro, Sebi, Mante. And I'm not sure if anybody else helped me. Oh, I also forgot Aster, but yeah. I don't know. I don't remember if anyone else helped me. If I forgot your name, I'm so sorry. But shout outs to everybody who helped me. These guys are the goats. So yeah, let's jump back into our draft. We were 6th pick, I believe, and I really wanted Mew, and I was hoping somehow it might slip through the cracks, but that's never the case. So for my first pick, I ended up getting Fable. To be honest, I'm not really sure what to pick in ORAS once Mew goes, because like I'm just very comfortable using Mew because Mew is broken in ORAS. But I decided to just get Fable. It's one of the best fairy types in ORAS because there's not a lot of good fairies, and Thunder Wave is broken, and obviously Magic Guard is really good in a meta with a lot of hazards. So decided to just get Fable and get speed on the way back. And luckily, Greninja dropped to round 2. Now, Greninja has risen in popularity a lot, and it has been going sooner and sooner in like across all gens that it's legal in. And that's because it's just one of the premier speedy mons, right? Like Greninja is the best fast speed mon, and that's why I decided to get it. I did have the option of picking like Keldeo or Infernape, which are also really good in ORAS, but I decided to just grab my speed and secure it because I didn't want to end up with Noivern later, right? That's my speed. So I had to just get Greninja. Obviously he can spikes and T-spikes as well if needed, and has U-turn, which is great and has pretty good coverage. Next up, round 3, somehow Zapdos dropped to us, and if you've seen my previous ORAS videos, like from PWS, I love using Zapdos. He's like one of the best mons in ORAS for me. Such a good pivot, checks. His typing is incredible into the meta, good coverage, and pivoting moves in like Volt Switch and U-turn can defog as well. So I really like Zapdos, so I was glad it was there round 3. Pick him up, he fits the speed tier nicely between Gren and Clefable, and another mon that can spread paras, which is really good. Round 4, I decided to get Metagross and get a second Rocker. Also get a Steel type, and just like another threat in general, right? Like agility weakness policy, or just hard hitter in general. Also can pursue trap the Psychics, which is really good. And this gives us like a Latios check, which is amazing. Then I decided to follow up with Quillfish. So currently, our team doesn't really have a good fire resist if Greninja is not the bulkiest of waters. So I decided to fix that problem with Quillfish. And because Quillfish matches up really nicely into like Infernape, forcing it to either go special or it just takes like Rocky Helmet Chip and doesn't even do a lot thanks to Intimidate. And obviously we can like Aqua Jet it for like, more chip before dying as well. Like Quillfish is a more consistent fighter, just because it's more defensive in nature. Like Greninja might struggle to fit spikes and T-spikes, or even find the opportunity to click it because it usually wants to like revenge or kill them on. Quillfish, though, with its defensive typing, is able to switch into threats like Weavile, Infernape, and just like set up a spike, which is amazing. It also has like Thunderwave, Pain Split, Haze, and other cool utility options. Then I decided to get Ursaring because right now my team doesn't really have a good Scarfer, right? Because Greninja likes switching up moves. So does Zapdos, so does Metagross, and none of them are like really want to be a Scarfer. And to kind of fix that problem, I decided to get Ursaring because with his quick feet, he hits 343. So anything attempting to add just creeping like Zapdos, because all this is the base speed, will get outsped by Ursaring if I run like Jolly Max speed. And this was kind of my way of making up for my lack of speed in the top 5 mods outside of Greninja. And Ursaring hits really, really hard. It's really hard to switch into, has decent coverage too, like CC to hit Steel types, Crunch to hit like Ghost, and then Facade just hits hard. Obviously, you can still run like Bulk Up, Restock, or like Guts Facade with Toxic Orb as well. So I think this spawn is like really underrated, and a lot of teams don't really switch into it, especially if the Steel is like doesn't have reliable recovery, which is a lot of Steel. Next up, I decided to get Tangela because we do have a bit of a ground weakness, with Metagross Bullfish being weak to it, and like Clef, Bren, and Ursaring not really resisting it. So Tangela was just there for that. It's also a decent hit-step wall if needed, if like Bullfish and Metagross have bad matchup. So pretty much just there for like the niche matchup. I wouldn't say it's gonna come a lot. And then last for my Mega, I decided to get Mega Garchomp. I was able to get it last because everyone in my pool had already picked the Mega. So I got Mega Garchomp last. I think this is another amazing Pokemon. Like his stats are really good. You can go really bulky and hit really hard. Another good rocker, really good stab coverage, and then you can also, because of ORAS Mega Speed mechanics, you can also force certain Pokemon to run more speed, because if I do not Mega, I keep base Garchomp's speed, which is really good, until I Mega. And even on the turn I decide to Mega, I have the base Garchomp speed. So for that one turn, I have Mega Garchomp's attack, but regular Garchomp speed, which is really, really good. So yeah, without much further ado, let's jump into our first game for Pool. So first up, we're up against somebody named Cool Evan. I don't know who they are, but they brought a team of Latios, Farmery, Rotom-Heat, Florges, Mienshao, and Nidoking. The main threats to my team are obviously Nidoking, which is like really hard to switch into, and Latios, who is like a premier mon for this meta. So let's jump into what we're bringing to this game. Starting up, we have a Kibia Berry table with pretty Fizdef, Moonblast, Flamethrower, Clockvoid, Combine. Basically, the idea is if you can get some chip on the Nidoking, and later just Combine once, to be able to like brute force our way through the team. Kibia Berry also helps versus like Poison Championship. Next up, we have Greninja with Leftovers, and Scald, Dark Pulse, so Stab, and Gunk Shot. Gunk Shot is for the Florges, because Stab hits everything else. And then we have Protect to, one, get like Leftovers recovery, scout like what Scarf Mienshao might want to lock into, and if you high jump kick, it'll take that recoil damage, right? Because there's no close combat in this gen. And also, if like the Nidoking is Scarf or something, there's always a good way of checking what it locks into, same for Latios. So yeah, next up Zapdos with Yachi Berry. I believe the speed is enough for modest Nidoking, and this is like a Nidoking switch-in, because we should be able to live a Sludge Wave. I believe I live a Sludge Wave after Rock, and the only thing that can kill us is Ice Beam, and so we have Yachi Berry for it. And we Defog, Roost, Defog because they have spikes, Roost for longevity, Discharge because Discharge is broken, and then Extra Sensory to hit the Nidoking and Chub Dark. We don't really hit the Lottie, but that's why we have Southwest Metagross, really speed up. And we have Pursuit, Bullet Punch, Meteor Mash, and Thunder Punch. Meteor Mash and Pursuit are just to hit the Lottie as hard as possible. Also hits pretty much everything pretty well. And Thunder Punch is for the Skarmory. It doesn't do a lot, but it does force boost, which is good. And then Pursuit is just in case like the Lottie is back. I can always Pursuit it because he's probably gonna swap. Next we have Garchomp, which is pretty fast, and you're running Earthquake, Fire Blast, Stealth Rock, Dragon Claw. I believe the speed is just to quick Nidoking because it's such a threat. Fire Blast is for the Storm, and then Stab because Stab's broken here, and then Rock because, you know, it's a really good rocker. And then last we have Fullfish with Rocky Helmet, Max Step as well, and we have just some speed in case Karma is trying to quick us, so we can taunt it, so we can not like set spikes or whirlwind or like, you know, like root. And then we have Poison Jab, Aqua Jet, and taunt and spikes. So yeah, just a utility Fullfish. Dedicated lead was GRENINJA here because we have Protect, and otherwise it matches up really well into like a Skarm lead or a Rotom lead. So yeah, let's jump into it. I did GRENINJA as the lead Nidoking. I believe I just put Scald because I don't remember if I died to... I don't think I died to Scarf, Earth Power, or Sludge Wave. Maybe I should have scouted for like Thunderbolt, but you know, I just said yellow and click Scald. I do get the crit and a burn, so really lucky start. I click Gunk as he agrees to be Cavia and clicks Wish, so it works out in our favor. And here, expecting the Wish, I go into Fullfish as he does click Protect. And here I can just throw up a Spike as he does swap in Skarmory, and now I can taunt it so he's not that rough. And then I swap into Garchomp to try and get up my rocks if it goes into the heat. And here I decide to just click rocks. If he burns me, so be it. But he shows up the Reflect, so I just Dragon Claw here. As he sets up both screens, which is fine, as I just Dragon Claw again, get chip on the Rotom. I press the Storm, I try to Fire Blast, but I miss as he clicks Toxic, which is fine. I just stay in again and click Fire Blast, trying to like weaken this thing down, as well as like burn screen turns. Here, I believe I click Fire Blast again as he goes hard body, so good paired by him. And here I decide to go into Metagross as he reveals the Calm Mind. And here, because he's Calm Mind, I just go for the Meteor Mash. As he clicks Thunderbolt, doesn't do a lot of damage. And luckily we get the attack boost, so I can Meteor Mash again. As the Reflect runs out. Oh, actually I clicked Pursuit this time because I thought he might swap, thinking the Thunderbolt's not doing enough damage, so it might be better to swap, get some chip on it, and then set up Lottie again. And also because the Reflect ran out and I got an attack boost, Pursuit felt pretty safe. Even if he was like Colbur, or like if it was Colbur, it was actually pretty good because then I can revenge him with GRENINJA easier. And if he was like Weakness Policy, I can always Bullet Punch after. So I click Pursuit and it does reveal to be Weakness Policy. But I'm preparing the Bullet Punch, I'm able to pick off the Lottie. As in comes the Rotom, and since Metagross's like usefulness is done for the game because it was only here to check Lottie, because the Florges is pretty much dead and it doesn't really beat anything else. So I decided to just stay in a Meteor Mash as I know he's setting up screens, so this way I can waste some screen turns as he sets up both screens. And now I'm going to Garchomp expecting the overheat after both screens. So I waste like another turn, and now I click Dragon Claw and pick up the Rotom. So things are looking pretty good for us. We're up 2 months. In comes Florges. I decided just to Earthquake this because I know he's gonna click Wish, which is what he does. So we die, and so does the Florges, which is a double down. And here, I decided to go into GRENINJA because I know a Wish is in the air and both screens are up, which means no matter what attack I click, something's gonna go back to full. So I can just waste the Wish by clicking Protect was my like idea. So he goes into Nidoking, and here I just click Protect because the Wish is going to bring him back to full anyway. And now I click the Scald, which does 44, and I get another burn. So, you know, I'm really lucky at that. As he clicks the power and takes it out, which is revealing to be Life Orb, I believe. But I just can go into Zapdos and click Extra Sensory, which doesn't kill, but his Ice Beam also doesn't kill, so we can pick this off now with another Extra Sensory. And things are looking really good. In comes the Mienshao, and I can just go hard into my Fullfish, which should check this all day, as that's what we do. As he clicks Stone Edge and the miss. Again, we get lucky, but it wouldn't have really mattered. And here I believe it just clicked on, expecting the Skarmory to come in. And I just click spike because I can't really hit the Skarm as he goes back into Man Shout. And here I just click jab. Like, he's not really gonna do much to me. Like, the move that will do the most damage is either like high jump kick, which he will take helmet, or he clicks knockoff to get rid of my helmet, but I can still jab him for a decent amount. But he clicks the high jump kick and misses and takes the recoil, which like is really unfortunate, but I don't really think it mattered because like we also had a full health Clefable in the back. But yeah, we can just jab and take him out, and now we can click taunt for the Skarmory, and then he has to hit us and take helmet and die. But he reads to be cuss tap and is able to defog, but it's like too little too late. As I just click Aqua Jet here because I don't have enough move, but he reads to be struggled, so he didn't even have an attacking move. And we're able to pick the first game 4-0, which is pretty cool. And yeah, I think this was pretty solid. We definitely got a little lucky, but I don't know overall if it mattered because we always had the full health Clefable in the back. So I don't know, but sorry to my opponent. Next up, second game of pool. We're up against, I don't know how to pronounce this, Huigax 2000. But they're a pretty interesting team of Double Dragon Yard Sand. And this is really scary because I don't really switch into Yard. I don't really switch into Garchomp. And Excadrill is really scary. And I have to bring the Tangela because nothing else on my team takes the Excadrill hit. And Tangela is just really bad into Latias and Yard and Rosalia. So this matchup was definitely like tough, but this also allowed me to be creative with my sets, and I feel like we brought the heat in this one. So let's jump into our team. Starting with, I have Greninja with Expert Belt, and this is physically offensive just because I wanted Water Shuriken. So in this gen, Water Shuriken is physical, and I really wanted the Water Shuriken for like Excadrill in Sand just in case. And otherwise, physical is also better because the Lati, if it's like Combine, Night Slash, Ice Punch would hit through that. Rock Slide is really good for the Yard, will Oko it. Ice Punch is also good for Rosalia, which might be sped up for the Gren. And I don't remember what the gunk was. I think he had a fairy, but I don't remember what the fairy was. Next up, we have Garchomp, which is pretty bulky because to take like a +2 Excadrill hit if needed. Obviously, with the stand-up, we are a threat as well, so I didn't need to invest a lot into attack. And I'm running sub because once I'm in a sub, I can save. Like, basically, since he has a lot of like Earthquake immune, I don't really want to click into it and then like have to switch out because I'm slower than everything. So I thought sub was like a safer mid ground, especially if I get on like T-Tar or Rosalia in the swap. And then I can click a pretty free move behind the set, do some massive damage, and then swap out. So it's basically sub, stab, Rock Slide, and Rock Slide just the Yard again. Next up, I have Zapdos with Charty Berry. We are max speed to speed tie the Yard. Discharge, U-turn, Heat Wave, and Roost. Pretty standard Zapdos. Charty Berry is for the Excadrill, so we can take a hit and Heat Wave it back. Next up, we have Clefable with Babiri Berry, and we're Moonblast, Soft Boil, Calm Mind, Flamethrower. The Babiri is for the Excadrill as well, and Flamethrower hits it pretty hard. And Moonblast hits everything else, and if the Yard is special, we should be able to like Calm Mind beat it, I think. Was the plan with this anyway. I feel like it can be a decent win con, but obviously needs things chipped. It's also nice for the Lottie. Next up, we have Eviolite, Tangela, pretty defensive, but we're running Chlorophyll and not Regen. And the idea behind this is, if they go hard Yard on like Tangela, I can click Protect if like they haven't Mega'd yet. And like once they Mega, I can click the Ancient Power, and I don't believe this Okos unless there's like some chip, but it would do a lot of damage, which is really good. And then Giga Drain, obviously, to like the Drill and T-Tar. And then Lead Seed was just to like, because if Sand is up, I can't really synth and get like health back. So I thought lead seed might be easier with like lead seed protect to get some like health back to keep it healthy for drill if I have to repeatedly switch in. And then last I have focus slash metagross, which is our dedicated lead. Max attack, I think enough speed for Adam and T-Tar. And we're running Earthquake, Meteor Mash, Rock Slide, and Stealth Rock. Basically, does really well into every lead and gets a lot of chip. So, yeah, let's jump into the game. We lead Metagross as they real to be unnerved. So, smart choice, they were definitely worried about the Garchomp. And maybe they thought they could snipe like a Cold War Metagross with Unnerve. But I'm faster, so I'm just going to click Meteor Mash to get chip on this thing. As he clicks the Crunch, and we're able to take it. And now, expecting the swap out, I click Rock, so he goes into Charizard. Here I go into Garchomp as he Mega Evolves and clicks Flamethrower, but because we're bulky, we take that pretty well. And here I believe I click Sub, expecting a switch out. As he goes into his own Garchomp, and I make a misplay here. I decide to stay unmegged because I forgot during the game. Like, I thought I was max speed to tie the Garchomp, so I didn't mega, forgetting that I put a lot of bulk and gave up on speed. So I click Dragon Claw behind the sub and do not kill because I do not mega. So this is definitely a misplay by me. But since they clicked Outrage, I can safely go into Clefable. And then here, expecting them to not sack the Garchomp, I just click Flamethrower, make the prediction as it goes into Excadrill. And because the sun is up, this is going to do a lot of damage, even through the Aqua Berry. And here I decide to stay in case you want to just spin or set rocks, as I click Flamethrower again, but don't kill this time. So I go into Zapdos as he clicks Iron Head again. So now I can just click U-turn safely and kill him. And then go into GRENINJA as the Roselia comes in. Here I just click Ice Punch thinking I might just Oko and like he might go for like spikes or something. But he does click the gunk. He does click the Giga Drain, but we're able to live and then pick him off with Gunk Shot. I didn't click Ice Punch again in case he was like Poison Point because I didn't want to risk it. In comes the Garchomp. I decided to just go for the Torrent boosted Water Shuriken, but unfortunately only hit 2 hits. And so the Garchomp's able to take us out. Not the end of the world though, because we can go into Zapdos and click U-turn again. Yeah, as in comes the T-Tar, but I can just go Garchomp and pick this off. I just click Dragon Claw because there's no resist. In comes Latios. I believe I just go Metagross. Yep, as he clicks the Ice Beam. And here I click Meteor Mash. As he clicks Thunder Wave and gets the Para, which is fine. I just want to like get chip on this. As I click Meteor Mash again, he released the Helmet. And then he's just gonna recover spam till I like get fully paired basically, but I don't, so I'm able to keep this thing low. And now I go into Clefable, and I don't remember if I Moonblasted or Soft Boiled, but he clicks Thunder Wave and gets the immediate first turn para again. So yeah, I Moonblasted trying to pick him off, but he spams Recover, and I was like, okay, I have to like Calm Mind. But I first Soft Boiled to get a good amount of health. As he clicks Psychic, gets the Speed F drop, so he's getting really lucky here. But I do get the special attack drop, so like kind of makes up for that Speed F drop. And here is Soft Boiled again. As he clicks Psychic, he gets a crit. As I click Calm Mind, and I was like, oh, because if I get fully paired there, I think I would have lost to this Latias. So I really needed my Clef to beat this because Latias kills the Garchomp, kills the Zapdos, unless I get a pair on it, I think. And my Tangela cannot touch this. So yeah, I really need my Clefable to beat it, and I was really like, you can see me getting salty a little bit because I do not want my Clef to get hacked by this Lottie. But I'm able to Soft Boil, they'll get fully paired, and I'm able to stop. I thought I clicked Soft Boil again. This is greedy, I should have clicked Soft Boil again. But I click Moonblast, get fully paired this turn as he recovers, which is fine as long as I don't get paired or crit, but I do. And I was like, okay, not 2 in a row, and luckily we don't, so I'm able to Soft Boil up again. And he gets another Spin F drop, but we're able to Soft Boil. And I think I Calm Minded one more time, yeah, just to make sure I kill the Lottie. Because I think I Soft Boil, and now I try to kill the Lottie. And yep, the Lottie is dead. And here comes the Yard, and basically, I wanted to show off the Tangela, so I sacked off these Zapdos. I didn't really need to sack the swap like there, because Clef just won. But I wanted to really show the Tangela attack, so I go into Tangela and click Ancient Power, take out the Yard, and yeah, the Chomp dies to Rock, so we win the game 3-0. This is really funny because he thought was Choice Cut Tangela, forgetting it gets Chlorophyll. So that's pretty funny. But yeah, we're now 2-0, which means we would move for bracket, if I'm not wrong, the way this was like organized. But we decided to play our last game anyway versus Fierce Flamethrower, which is a fire username, you know? Like, that's just so cool. And they have a really cool game. Like, I almost ended up with something similar, which is pretty funny. But they have a Metagross, Zapdos, Mega Camera, Superior, Greninja, Garchomp. So it is kind of a mirror match because we have Mega Chomp, they have Garchomp, and then Greninja, Zapdos, Metagross is also what we have. They have a better grass type in Surf because we have Tank. And I almost picked up the Mega Camel too because I was like, Keldeo was still free in my full run 5, I think. So I was debating Keldeo Mega Camel for a while, but decided Mega Chomp was just like more balanced. So they basically picked the better grass type, and like didn't have a fairy type, and I had the fairy basically. So this is the debut for Ursaring as well, because look at Ursaring, he goes insane, right? Anyways, let's jump into the team. We have an unaware Fable because there's a Superior on the screen, and with Fizdef because I think Fizdef, unless it's like Spec Surf, like Clef should be fine. And we Calmine, Moonblast, Moonlight, Water Pulse, Moonlight because you can't run top 4 unaware in this gen. Water Pulse was for the Camel because Moonblast hits everything else. We're not really gonna stay in on the Metagross. In fact, I didn't think Metagross, like, there was a chance Metagross would not come. Just because, like, Zapdos plus Metagross is, like, you know, pretty, like, good into Metagross, so I don't know. But I can just swap on the Metagross, and yeah. Next up, we have Mega Garchomp with Sub, Earthquake, Dragon Claw, Outrage, just because he doesn't have a Ground. Like, his Dragon Resist is Metagross, which we can Earthquake, so it was like a pretty free Mega Garchomp matchup. Max Speed, just like in case I wanna speed tie, like in case I'm like behind the sub and like I wanna hit his Garchomp. So I thought maybe it was better just speed tying here. Then we have Fizdef, Zapdos with Charty Berry. This is again, should be able to switch into Zapdos once again, discharge him, power ice, boost, and Light Screen. Light Screen just helps us pivot around the Camel instead easier. That's the main point. HP Ice for the Garchomp and then discharge for everything else. HP Ice also hits the Zerp, which is really good. Next up, we have Ursaring with the Toxic Orb and Quick Feet. And I believe we're running enough speed to creep anything that is just creeping base Garchomp. And we're running Facade, Earthquake, Ice Punch, and Protect. Protect is just to get the Toxic Orb off safely. And then be like really fast. Earthquake hits the Metagross, Facade hits everything else, and Ice Punch is just to get the Oko on Garchomp. And this should be faster than everything except like Ninja probably, because I expect this Surf to just creep the Garchomp. Next up, we have Greninja with Choice Scarf. This was just in case of like Choice or Scarf Superior went crazy. This was just like a way of dealing with that. Also deals with like Greninja, like I don't have to worry about a speed tag, I can just like U-turn or whatever. Also covers like Scarf Chomp, right? So seemed pretty solid here. Ice Beam, U-turn, Dark Bolt, Scald. And then we have a Sugar Berry Metagross with Ice Punch, Stealth Rock, Earthquake, and Bullet Punch. Seems pretty strong here as well. The Sugar Berry is just for like the Garchomp mostly, and I guess opposing Metagross. So yeah, let's jump into this. I believe my dedicated lead was Zapdos for this. As he leads the third, I'm able to just click Light Screen and then immediately swap as he reveals to be Lead Seed. If he goes for the Toxic, and here I can just click Rocks as he clicks Lead Seed again. And here I believe stayed in to click Ice Punch, as he goes into his own Metagross, which is fine. I get a crit, but it doesn't matter because it goes back to like full anyway. And here, I think I swapped into Garchomp on the Metagross, expecting either Earthquake or Rock. And here I just make my evolve to hit this thing as hard as possible, and I am faster, which means he was creeping like Mega Garchomp, not regular Garchomp. As he clicks Leaf Storm, because we have, I guess this was bulky, that's why it like didn't do that much damage, and also took the outrage really well. But next turn we live, like he doesn't get the high roll. We're able to take out the Surf, which is really good. In comes Greninja, and here I thought to just sack the Garchomp to get switch momentum as the Greninja reads Speed Life Orb, which allows me to just go into my Zapdos and click on the light screen. And here I decide to just click Discharge as it does a decent amount of damage to the Metagross. And here I make the double into Greninja, expecting the Mega Camel to come out. And it works out perfectly because I can now fire off a free Scald as he goes into his Greninja. We don't get the burn, so I have to unfortunately swap and just go into Metagross as he clicks Skunk. And here I just click Bullet Punch to like get chip on this. As he clicks Dark Pulse, takes us out, but that means he's dead to Rock, which means he cannot switch. And I believe here I just click Scald again and take out the Greninja. In comes the Zapdos, and I believe I go into my own Zapdos. As he clicks Thunderbolt, does a good amount of damage, showing he is offensive for sure. As he takes out our Zapdos, also he's faster. I go into Ursaring and click Protect. I guess if he was Scarf, he wouldn't kill us in one, so that was my idea behind it. So I just click the Facade as he goes into Metagross. And here I can click the Earthquake to take it out. If he goes back into Zapdos, it's like whatever. Because I can just click Facade 2 times, then like his Metagross would die to 2 Facades at that point. In comes Garchomp. I decide to just stay in and click Ice Punch just to see if he's Scarf or not. And then in comes the Camel. I click Facade, I think, and it just drops, so it was not bulky. And yeah, this is an Ursaring sweep. Ursaring gets 4 kills on his debut. Right, he's the GOAT. So with that, we finished pools 3-0 plus 10, which means we had the chance to get a bye for round 2, because like some of the top records got a bye. But it's not done by differential, so it's like luck-based. And obviously, Smogon hates me, so we don't get a bye. And we had to play round 2. And I'll be back with that shortly. Alright, we're back with our round 2 game, and it's against someone named Beast Indian. Again, I don't know this person. They're a pretty interesting draft of Lando I, which can run Share Force, Slowbro, Mega Medicham, Chansey, Cadrill, Meanwhile. I believe they also had some threat on the bench, but I don't remember what because I don't have the doc anymore. But Chansey was really annoying because Quick Feet Ursaring did not to it KO Chansey, like the Fizdef, like max HP, max defense Chansey, which I was like, what? I thought Chansey and Blissey just died to any physical hit, right? But Chansey was really, really annoying to me, and so I definitely needed to get hazards up and keep them there. Even though Excadrill is able to spin freely on pretty much like any, like he should be able to get a spin off, right? He shouldn't let hazards stay up. Weavile is a huge threat as always. Mega Medicham as well. I don't have a switch into Mega Medicham. And Slowbro is a pretty good pivot to make Garchomp. So this matchup is definitely like, obviously we have tools like Greninja goes crazy outside of the Chansey, but yeah, like this matchup wasn't the most straightforward. But starting off, we have an Air Balloon Greninja with Stabs, Taunt, and U-Turn. The Air Balloon is just to give us a pivot into Landoi, which we don't really switch into that well. And so if it comes in on like Clofish or something, we can just go hard Greninja on the Earth Power, and it gives us a lot of like momentum that way if the Landoi just doesn't do anything. And Taunt is just for like the Chansey or Slowbro trying to like paralyze us or whatever, and you turn for momentum. Next up we have Max Fistef, Kibia Berry, Clefable. Once again, we Combine, Moonblast, Soft Boil, and Knockoff. The Knockoff is just to get rid of the Chansey's and Wildlight, which makes dealing with that a lot easier. Knocking off the extra drill and stuff is also good. Knocking off like the light forward from Lando Eye. Poison jab. Sorry, the Kibia Berry is just for like poison jab from Medi or the Weavile. It also helps with sludge wave from the Lando Eye. And max fist step just for like Weavile and Medicham as well. Then we have quick feed Earth Ring once again because I really wanted more than one way of revenging Lando Eye and Medi if possible. So Earth Ring is that guy. Mostly because GRENINJA does not actually revenge Medicham. So that's why I went with Earth Ring, and we're running Facade, Swords Dance, Close Combat, and Protect. Protect is like nice for Toxic Orb, obviously, but also nice for the Fake Out from like Medicham. Facade just is good generally. The only resist is Excadrill, which still takes a lot, and then we can CC that. I ran CT over Earthquake just because I expected to be like Shoutout maybe for the Garchomp. So CT seemed like better. And then Swords Dance just in case like I needed to like break the Chansey of Slowbro. Because Slowbro and Chansey are not too hit by it unless I have like both Rocks and Spikes up. So speaking of that, next up we have a Garchomp with pretty fast because it outspeeds Lando Eye if I don't Mega. And we're running Earthquake, Stealth Rock, Sword Stance, and Dragon Claw. Once again, it's like Sword Stance to kind of break through his bulky core. Rocks because Rocks are good, and then Stab because Stab hits everything. Next up, Fist Step, Rocky Helmet, Zapdos. This is a check to, well, not check, but a way of like chipping down the Medicham and maybe getting a static on it, which would be huge. Roost, U-turn, Heat Wave, Discharge. Like Heat Waves for the drill, and like also hits the Lando, Discharge for everything else. And U-turn for momentum, because again, Chansey walls us. And last we have Quillfish with Rocky Helmet. This is our Weavile check, because Weavile is insane into us. Aqua Jet just to get like chip on the Lando and Excadrill. Spikes, because I need the spike damage on Chansey and Slowbro for Ursa Ring. Pain Split, just in case we get low, like Chansey and Slowbro getting a Pain Split off of those would be epic. And then Poison Jab to have something to hit the Weavile with, basically, and like the Medicham if it tries to switch in hard. So yeah, as for leads, I believe I just wanted to lead Garchomp and get up my rocks, and it felt like it led nicely into like Lando Eye Drill. Even Medi to an extent, right? Like Medi doesn't really want to take the Earthquake. So yeah, I decided to lead Garchomp as he just leads the Weavile, so I have to immediately switch as I go into my Quillfish. As he just clicks the Icicle Crash, which is perfect because I can just click Spike. I don't think that is banded damage though. Or is that banded? I can't remember. I click Spike as he goes Medicham, and I go into Zapdos as he clicks the High Jump Kick, and then clicks Ice Punch, takes us out. No static, never lucky. But I go into Earth Ring here and just click Protect to get my Toxic Orb. As he goes into Slowbro. And here I decided to just click Facade just to see like what he wants to do. As he reveals to be eject button, so he takes a bunch of chip, which means even through regen he will be 2-hit by Facade now, which is really good. But he goes into Weavile, and this Weavile should creep GRENINJA, so it should be faster than me. So I decided to just go back into Quillfish, not wanting to risk it. If he click Pursuit, so be it. Like I can't really risk my Earth Ring there, I think. But he decides to just click Brick Break, so he takes Helmet Chip and like is forced to switch, so that's really good. As I pull the double here into Garchomp, expecting the Weavile switch, and now I can get up my rocks as I make Evolve, as the Chansey also likes to get up rocks. And here I decided to just Sword Stance, maybe thinking he might, like I thought he made a read that turn to click rocks, expecting my rocks. And then now he would switch into the Slowbro because Slowbro is more equipped to deal with this than Chansey. So I clicked Sword Stance, he just clicked Soft Boil, so I was like, okay. And I just clicked Dragon Claw here, thinking he might swap into like Air Balloon Excadrill or like Lando Eye. But he just clicks Healing Wish, and I was like, okay, the Chansey is gone, right? That was like one of my biggest problems, and I was like, now it's gone, and now GRENINJA looks really good because the Weavile is chipped, and everything else, like the Medicham is also chipped, right? So nothing really switches into Gwen. So I was like, okay, I will take the Chansey Healing Wish. I definitely think that was a misplay by them. So yeah, Weavile comes and takes the Healing Wish, but it's back to like 63% from rocks and spikes. So I decided to just go back into Cold Fish as to make a really good doubling going to Lando. And here expecting the Earth Power because I don't have a ground immune anymore because Zapdos died. I expect the Earth Power, so I go into my Greninja as he clicks sub. Which is good prep by them because now they get a free hit behind the sub. But they're forced to click Sludge Wave and don't kill because of that. And now I'm in turn 2, so this is like amazing for my Gren, right? As I click Scald here, and does decent damage. I didn't know if it was a roll, so I just clicked Dark Pulse to be safe and take out the Slowbro. In comes the Medicham, and I don't want to take the Fake Out because I still have Rock, so I just go into Cold Fish. As it clicks the Fake Out, takes more Rocky Helmet, and I can just Jet, and that is enough damage for Rocky Helmet to pick it off, so the Medicham is dead, which is really good. And here I go into Ursaring because basically my thought process was Ursaring beats Lando and beats non-Scarf Drill. And if he goes into Weavile, he's going to take 37% more, which means he only gets one switch. And because I have a Garchomp sack in the back, I can always, like, if he goes Weavile, I can just go Garchomp, sack it off, and then go into Clefable and click Moonblast. Was basically my line of thinking. So I go Ursaring because it matched up better into 2 of the 3 months left. And yeah, I get that right, and I'm able to just click CC here because like, he can't really switch, right, if he's not Scarf. And even if he was Scarf, I feel like we live one because Ursaring has decent bulk. And like, if he goes Lando I, CC into Facade will kill that, and then he's forced to go back into Weavile and take that Rocks plus Spikes, basically. So yeah, he doesn't switch, and the Drill dies as it goes back into Weavile. And here I sacked the Gren. I think this was a misplay by me. I should have sacked the Garchomp. Because Greninja is still faster than Lando I, which gives me, like, you know, a way of killing that. Garchomp doesn't really... I guess Garchomp was at full, so it lives the Lando I hit, basically. Unless he was HP Ice for some reason. But, yeah, I sack off the Gren. And still, this Weavile could beat me if he flinches the Clef, right? So... that's all I was praying for. No flinch, as he does click Crash. It does half, but doesn't flinch to be able to take out the Weavile, and now we should win the game. Because Moonblast will always break sub. He clicks Sludge Wave, and we live that. Click the Moonblast, get a special attack drop. Doesn't really matter. Because the Ursaring's faster and can pick this off. So another Ursaring win for us, which is pretty epic. And we move on to round 3. Which is against someone named Tempest, and they have a Noivern, right? So legally, I'm not allowed to lose to Noivern after, you know, trash talking it so much. Anyways, they have an Infernape, a Rotom Wash, a Roserade, a Mega Diancie, Noivern, and Piloswine. I think that's a pretty good team, minus the Noivern, but I guess you need speed, right? I don't know, just taking Crobat. Who cares if you have double poison? Like, Crobat's 10 times better than Noivern. Like, whatever. But yeah, pretty colorful team. I think it's pretty solid. Yeah, so let's jump into our team. Starting off, we have max special attack Garchomp. And I believe I just had enough attack, because I think Lonely is plus attack still, to Oko like max HP Roserade. But special attacking Garchomp was actually much better than everything else, especially if the Rotom's gonna like Wisp us, which is always a possibility. So Draco hits that thing harder. And then we just rocked Flamethrower. I think there was like a Scizor or something. I don't remember the Steel type, but definitely Flamethrower was really good for that. And then, yeah, Earthquake, Draco, Rocks, like, you know, the usual Garchomp stuff. Next up, we have Clefable with a Citrus Berry. Pretty Fizz Def. The Citrus Berry was just in case the Noivern, because I don't really have a good swap in for it, even though I think it's trash. So the Citrus Berry was just to help us live like 2 Noivern hits easier. And why was I Fizz Def? What's it again? I don't remember why I was Fizz Def. Maybe because I was planning on always Calm Minding, so it was like just better that way. Because I don't remember what else he had on the bench. Maybe there's a threat that's why I need to be Fizz Def. But if you're Combine Moonblast, Flamethrower, Softball, if the Rose Raid dies, this pretty much can 6-0. And I guess Fizz Def will help into like physical Infernape. Yeah. So again, Clefable, like just the Combine win con if we can manage to get it off. Assault Vest Metagross again for the Mega Diancie. We have Bullet Punch, HP Fire. So there was definitely a Scizor. That's why I have HP Fire. There's no other way. No other reason I would bring HP Fire. Zen Headbutt, because Zen Headbutt actually goes crazy, right? There's no resist. Other than the Scizor, which we have HP Fire for. And then Meteor Mash. Just stab in general. This is a Mega Diancie check. The first time, we should be able to live anything from him unless he hard predicts and clicks its power, which might force us to click like Bullet Punch, but basically this is a don't lose Diancie button. Next up we have Zapdos with Safety Goggles. Safety Goggles is for like Sleep Powder Rose Raid. This time with Pressure, just because Rose Raid can easily set spikes and T-spikes. So we Defog, Roost, Discharge, Keep, which is actually pretty like good into his team. Nothing except Palisman really appreciates like switching into Discharge, right? So it's pretty solid here. I think the speed was once again for I think it was like for like what I would expect Rose Raid to run, I think. Then I have Greninja with like Expert Belt, Dark Pulse Call, Water Shuriken, and Ice Punch. So it's a mixed Greninja. Ice Punch again hits the Rose Raid hard than Ice Beam, and then also gives me a little more oomph on the Water Shuriken versus the Infernape, because it could have Mach Punch or Vacuum Wave. Also gives me an option versus like Rock Polish Diancie if Metagross is dead. Otherwise, Dark Pulse Call are like pretty strong into the rest of the team. And then I have Coldfish left, which is an Infernape check. Once again, Rocky Helmet, Intimidate, Max Fizz Def, and then we're running Aqua Jet, Spike, Bane Split, Poison Jab. It's pretty much the same Coldfish we've been running all week. And I believe again my dedicated lead was Garchomp, which is only bad into like Diancie, Noivern, I guess Plasmine too. So maybe it was not the best lead, but that's what I thought was leading because I wanted my rocks up. So with Garchomp, as he does lead Noivern, I just go Clef as he clicks the Draco, so obviously Noivern doing 0 damage as usual. And here I make the prediction and click Flamethrower as it does 49, revealing this Rose Raid is offensive as heck. So I just go into Zapdos, don't really want to take the Sludge Bomb as he clicks Sub. So I was like, okay, I can just click Keep here, it's not a big deal. As he clicks Sludge Bomb, does about 48%, and here, expecting him to swap into Plasmine, I click Roost. And here, I believe I'm going to Greninja because I expect the rocks. He's not going to click Earthquake into Zapdos. So I go into Greninja and I can fire off a free Scald. Or actually, I click Dark Pulse expecting the Rotom, but I do decent amount of damage to the Noivern. And here I decide to stay in. I don't know why, but I do, and I click Ice Punch, I think, and don't do a lot to Rotom, which is fine, because I can just swap into Garchomp here to get up my rocks as I block the Volt Switch, and I don't really care if he does anything. So I can make that Evolve, get up my rocks, as he does click Wisp, which is fine because it's special. And here I decide to just drop the Draco, as it does 68, as you can see. It's probably Fizz Def Rotom, expecting to like check physical Garchomp. And here I decide to just Draco again, as the Plasmine comes in, so we get some more chip on this. Again, Draco doing 26 at minus 2 is pretty good. I'm just going to Clef, as he clicks Earthquake, doesn't do a lot of damage. And here I think I just click Softball to get back to full. And I'm going to Metagross as the deck comes in, and I believe it just clicks Moonblast. Yep. And we hit that pretty easily, and now because there's no Psychic Resist, I can just click Zen Headbutt and kill, so Rotom's gone. In comes Infernape, and I'm just going to Coolfish. Get the Intimidate off, as he reveals to be SD, and I was like, oh, this is a problem, so I just click Aqua Jet just to get it in range of Water Shuriken. As he does click Earthquake, I don't think the first mattered for his Life Orb, but luckily now it's in range of Water Shuriken, which I'm carrying, so like, just 2 hits, which is the minimum number of hits you can get, is enough to pick up the Infernape. I'm pretty sure he had Mach Punch, but that's what we're playing with Shuriken. And in comes the Noivern, and I believe I swapped this time into Garchomp, trying to sack it, but he clicks the U-turn. So I was like, oh, that's actually pretty good for my Greninja now, because Shuriken will pick it off, which is good. In comes the Diancie, and I can just go back into Greninja and click Scald pretty freely. Also because I get Torrent now, so it's like really good. I burned the Roserade. I don't think it mattered because I can just click Shuriken and pick this off as well. So, and obviously I know he's Black Sludge, so I don't even have to worry about Cast Tap there. In comes Noivern, I can just click Shuriken and pick this off. He goes Pious Wine, and here again, Ice Shard will not kill me, so I can just click Scald and pick this off as well. And yeah, I can click Scald to pick up the dance again. So once again, Greninja just like putting in the work. I think we played this really well, right? Like everything, all our techs hit basically, and like we were able to trade pretty favorably and get everything in range of Greninja. So yeah, pretty solid 4-0 win, and we move on to round 4, which is again GGTC or Geo, I think. Who has a pretty interesting team of Jirachi, Mega Heracross, Landorus Eye, Sylveon, Vileplume, and Greninja. Mega Heracross was definitely scary. It 2-KO'd like everything on my team. And didn't die to any like one hit. Like I was looking at Acro, no item, Greninja, and it still lived that, which was crazy. So definitely have a work cut out for us. And then as we know, we don't really have a good switch into Lando Eye. Greninja is also obviously a pain, but let's look at our team for this week. Starting up, we have Expert Belt Greninja with Dark Pulse, Scald, Buckshot, and Extra Sensory. I believe the Extra Sensory was for the Heracross, but we need chip on it before we can kill it. Because I don't think HP Flying killed, and then this way I can still hit like the Vileplume. So I just went for the Extra Sensory, and then Gunk Shot was for the Sylveon. An Expert Belt, just because Expert Belt is just a better item in Greninja than Life Orb, because if hazards are up and you have Life Orb, you just get like 3 hits and then you're dead. So that's why I just prefer Expert Belt. So mixed Greninja again. Then I have a pretty mixed defensive Clefable with Kibia Berry. The Kibia Berry was for like Gunk, Gren, or like Sludge Wave, Window. And with Moonblast, Soft Boiled, Wish, Thunderwave. The reason for Wish was just to try and keep like Quillfish or Metagross healthy, or even like Garchomp if I'm able to. Because Common Clef is not really gonna beat it here versus like a Jirachi and like Vileplume, I thought. So I figured trying to spread Para to slow things down, and then like trying to keep other teammates healthy was better. Also felt like Flamethrower was not really needed here because I'm never going to stay in on Jirachi. I always just swap into Zapdos or something. So yeah, basically that's the set. Next up we have offensive Metagross with Shtuka Berry and Meteor Mash, Earthquake, Zen Headbutt, Ice Punch. I think it was enough speed for like just some speed to creep like some speed Heracross or something basically. Earthquake hits the Jirachi, kind of hits the Greninja too. Zen Headbutt hits everything else basically. Ice Punch to Oko the Lando for sure, and then Meteor Mash for like Sylveon. This is like a switch into Sylveon, and then like Force Pressure because he's forced to take like Chip and he doesn't have like the best healing on his team. Next up, Mega Garchomp, which is again pretty bulky and pretty offensive, and we're running Earthquake, Dragon Claw, Stealth Rock, Poison Jab. Stabs are pretty good again, and then Poison Jab is just for the Sylveon. And then Rocks, because Rocks is good. Zapdos with Modest, and pretty bulky with Rocky Helmet. The helmet is for Jirachi, because this is a dedicated Jirachi switch. We're running enough speed to outspeed Heracross. And Heat Wave hits that pretty hard. Volt Switch, because he doesn't really block Volt Switch easily, because it's only like Lando Eye, which is HP Ice. So it's like a pretty this Zapdos puts in a lot of pressure, especially if hazards are up, because hazards plus Volt Switch into like whatever I want is pretty deadly for his team. And then Roost for longevity. And then last we have another Quillfish. This time with Shuka, not Rocky Helmet, because Heracross doesn't contact. But this is a switch into like Heracross, and then Spike Sack, which I've done with Jab. I don't even know if Jab breaks up, but you know, that's how bulky Mega Heracross is. But again, like the hazards are good, and like if you can get Para, it's also pretty good. So yeah, let's jump into it. I'm pretty sure our dedicated lead for this was Zapdos, because it just matches up so good into this. The Zapdos matchup is broken. As he leads Heracross, and I know I'm not going to kill this in one, so I decided to just Volt Switch out. As you can see, does decent amount of damage, and I just went Quillfish to get the Intim off as he clicks Rock Blast. He does about like 30%, I think. He crits the last one, so he does 40, but you know, doesn't matter. As he clicks Earthquake and Vishaka, so we live this, and now I can just jab for more chip, which is good because now this means Heat Wave kills, which is epic. So I go back into Zapdos and just click Heat Wave and take this out. If Heat Wave missed, I would be in so much trouble. But here, in comes the Lando, and I think, I go Metagross. So, because I'm in with Zapdos, he's not going to click Earth Power. He's either clicking like Sludge Wave or Rock Slide, both of which for Metagross takes. And then because I'm Sugar Berry, I can just X Punch. So, I felt pretty comfortable making this mid-ground play of Metagross on the Lando Eye. As he goes, he doubles into Jirachi, and because he went into Jirachi, I thought he was going to click Rock, so I go into my own Garchomp to set Rocks. But he actually clicks the Body Slam and gets the Para, which is fine. Not the end of the world. I decided to just Mega and get up my Rocks. As in comes the Sylveon. And here I just go into Metagross because I should be able to take anything else to do. As he reads the Baton Pass and goes into Lando. But because we have the Sugar Berry, I feel comfortable just staying in and clicking Ice Punch. As he clicks Gravity. And we're able to just take him out. So that's amazing. We don't have to worry about the Lando anymore. In comes the Gren. And I think I decided to just sack off the Garchomp because it's not really beating anyone. But he clicks U-turn, so I was like, okay. I guess I can keep the Garchomp as a sack still. And I just go back into Metagross. As he clicks Hyper Voice, it does no damage. And I believe I just clicked Earthquake here, expecting the Jirachi to come in. As he goes into Wild Plume, so I can now just click Zen Headbutt and put this off. And he goes back into Gren, and it takes more 25% of hazard, so I can just go into Greninja. As it clicks Scald, doesn't even take KO, so I can just click Earthquake and pick up the Gren. In comes the Jirachi. I think I go into Zapdos, so that this thing cannot like set up. As he clicks Rocks, and I believe I clicked Heat Wave and miss. Yep. Doesn't really matter because I can just Volt Switch into Metagross. I will get a crit, but if I did miss the Heat Wave, he'd be about the same HP. But I just go into Garchomp to sack it off safely so I can bring in Metagross after. And I believe it clicked Earth. No, I believe it just clicked Meteor Mash here. As he is able to pass the wish to Jirachi. And he goes for the Body Slam Para, but I just click Earthquake out of the Shuka. And I think I go into Zapdos now, expecting the Iron Head. And he takes the Helmet Chip. And now I can just click Heat Wave, pick this off faster, which is good. And now I can just click Volt Switch and take the Sylveon out as well. And yeah, that's another solid 4-0 win for us. Again, all the techs hit, then Zapdos was just insane this matchup. And like, this is why I love Zapdos, right? Like, it's just Volt Switch. It's not even a lot of like investment. Like, I'm honest with some investment, but put so much pressure with all the hazards. So yeah, and this we move on to round 5, I believe, and I'll be back with that shortly. Alright, we're back with the round 5 game, and it's against Catass. I don't know if I'm saying that correct, but they're a pretty interesting team, a very blue team of Nidoqueen, Latios, Bronzong, Manaphy, Electrode, and Mega Scizor. Yeah, I believe it's Mega Scizor. And there's also Terrakion on the bench, which was pretty scary and definitely influenced prep a little bit. So Latios we know is scary and like forces the Assault Vest Metagross. Then Manaphy is super scary as well. And like Tail Glow. So definitely have to be careful about that. And then Tracheon was a huge threat as well if it predicted the right move. And Nidoqueen, while not as big of a threat as Nidoking, still like really annoying to switch into with like Life Orb Shield Force stats if it gets in safely. Mostly because it's faster than like most of my slower mons. But yeah, let's jump into our team. Starting up, we have Clefable with this pretty mixed defensive once again, and we have Moonblast, Thunderwave, Flamethrower, Moonlight. I believe the Spidef was to like live Manaphy hits a little easier, and then Thunderwave because Para is broken this gen. Moonblast just stab, Flamethrower hits the Scizor and Bronzong, and then Moonlight because we were unaware. Unaware basically so that we don't lose to Tail Glow or Combine Manaphy, and we're able to like beat it. Next up, Zapdos with the Yachibe Pressure. Why am I Pressure? I actually don't know why I'm Pressure here because I'm not Defog, but oh well. This is pretty bulky with like, you know, some investment. I believe enough speed for modest Nidoqueen. So it's the same idea as the other Zapdos I ran for the Nidoking, except this one can be bulkier because Nidoqueen is slower. In Heat Wave, Discharge, Extra Science, we Roost. Pretty similar. We don't hit the Lottie, but again, just going to our AV Metagross, which we have. Next up, Qwilfish. This time with Black Sludge, because once again, Terrakion doesn't really make contact with us, and I feel like it's more likely to click Stone Edge. So Black Sludge just for some like more help with the rolls, I think. And then Scald, Spikes, Haze, and Aqua Jet. Scald was just to like maybe fish for burns, Spikes because Spikes are broken, Haze just in case we need it for the Manaphy, or like SD Scizor if he does bring that, even though Scizor is not the best into my team. And then Aqua Jet just for chip on Terrakion or Nidoqueen if needed. Choice picks Greninja because Greninja goes insane here. There's no Dark Resist on his team, or his Dark Resist is Terrakion. So Choice Specs Dark Pulse just hits really hard. It was also the only way to do damage to Manaphy, I felt, with Greninja, like as a way to revenge. So Dark Pulse, Surf, Ice Beam, and HP Fire. HP Fire just because Mega Scizor can be really bulky and like can definitely eat Dark Pulse and Spidef, so HP Fire just to hit that. Ice Beam. There's also like a grass type on this, which Ice Beam was good for, or like, you know, if only some things were left, then Ice Beam was pretty solid. Yeah, it's just, and Surf was really mostly just for the Terrakion and like Nidoqueen, I guess, but Dark Pulse just hits everything else. This is a main way of like getting kills in this game because the rest of my team is like pretty bulky and like dish out a lot of damage. Metagross, next Assault Vest, the same thing for Lottie that we've been running. Pursuit, Meteor Mash, Bullet Punch, and Headbutt. Couldn't really fit HP Fire on the set, and even if I did, it doesn't do a lot to Scizor, so just went with the standard. And Zen Headbutt did like a decent amount of damage. Like if he caught Nidoqueen on the switch, it would do a good chunk of damage, or Okoed. And next we have Mega Garchomp, enough speed for the Nidoqueen, Earthquake, Crunch, Stealth Rock, and Source Dance. Which is why we also have the Thunder Wave on Clef, because if we can pair the Manaphy, then at least we have another way of beating it with Garchomp. Earthquake hits everything, and then the only thing it doesn't hit are the two Levitating Mons, which Crunch hits, so I figured to just drop like Dragon Claw for Crunch. And just run SD. If I'm able to get an SD up, it might, you know, be pretty solid. So yeah, and as for dedicated lead, so I was just gonna lead Greninja here because it was like really good. And so before I played this game, like the night before, I was thinking about how my pace loses to Magnet Electrode if it comes, and I let like Garchomp or Clefable get free chip with like because it can run HP Ice Distance, right? And like if it really wants to, like Volt Switch, Ton, Thunderbolt, HP Ice, with my expert belt or magnet or whatever, he's really strong. And I was like, okay, hopefully he won't bring that because track, like his top 5 are like pretty much big, and I was like, he should bring the track in, right? Just for more offensive pressure. So, but here comes the Electrode, and I was definitely scared on that. I was like, damn, I could lose to an offensive Electrode here. But yeah, let's jump into the game. I decided to lead GRENINJA as he leads Mana Feed. Now, unless he's choice tech, I should live any hit from this, even if it's Sanity Ball Signal Beam. So I decided to just go for the Dark Pulse expecting a Tail Glove, because that's what I would do with the lead Mana Feed. And I get a crit right away as he just clicked the Tail Glove, so I get really lucky at the start, because this would have just done 46 and he's left piece, so he'd be at like 60%. And it would have forced me to go into my clef. But because I crit, I can just spam Dark Pulse again. But this Scissor only takes 42. So this is like max HP, max SPDF, calm, or not calm, careful, Scissor. Like this is max. And I was like, dang. And I thought he might roost here, so I'd go into guard jump to get my rocks up. But he makes a really good play in U-turns. And the U-turn does 28, so it's like, dang, like Scissor is still like hitting like a truck. He does take Ruskin, which could like chip him down a little more. So if he can get up rocks, he can't really switch into Dark Pulse. But because he U-turn, he's able to go into Lottie and makes a good double into Bronzong. Probably expecting the AV Metagross, which I've shown before, and like maybe discounted, and they're like expecting the AV Metagross, but go Bronzong. And because I can't really hit this, and I decided to just go Bronzong to get up my rocks. As the click Toxic on the turn, I click Rock. I was like, okay, dang. I was like, okay, time to make the most of my Chomp and just like crunch to do damage, maybe break the Culver as it reads to be Helmet, and also like Gyro Ball. So I was like, okay, I'll just crunch again, do a decent chunk of damage, and keep the Bronzong low. But he is able to save it as a sack because he will live like rocks. So I just go Zapdos, and I click Discharge, trying to fish for a Para, and I do get it this time. Which is huge because now the Lottie is slower than my whole team, which is good. He clicks Psychic into my 80 Metagross, and I'm able to click Pursuit as he is Culver. And he clicks Shadow Ball. And here I thought he's just gonna sack the Lottie because it's parried, so it's probably useless. So I decided to just click Meteor Mash again. But he actually switches this time, so it's like, dang, he kept another sack, which is really annoying because Nike has like 2 sacks to Gren. And I clicked Meteor Mash and miss, which is a little unfortunate, but I definitely hacked earlier in the game, so like this makes up for it. But basically, if I hit this Meteor Mash, because he's max SPDF, I might have been able to just take him out, which would have been pretty big. But here, expecting the roost, I go into Zapdos, but again, makes the really good play of taking U-turn, so never letting me like heal up my Mons, basically. As he's able to go into Electrode, and I was like, okay, this is gonna be like offensive Thunderbolt play, this will kill me. But he reads me Life Orb and clicks Volt Switch, and I was like, okay, that's definitely scary because I'm down 6-4, right? And I mean, I know he's chipped on 3 Mons, but basically, Electrode's faster than my whole team, and unless I get massive chip on it, I'm not gonna be able to beat him because Electrode is just gonna sweep my team. So I have to be really careful. In comes the Nidoqueen, and I decide to just go into GRENINJA. First, I click Surf here, but he has the Bronzong sack to you know. But he's since I'm at Electrode, which takes more rocks, I was like, okay, this is good. Like I have to somehow force him to keep taking chips so that he dies to like Life Orb chip. In here, I don't really have a swap, so I'm just going to Metagross because the Lottie's parrot, so I don't really need the Metagross for anything, and it loses to everything else anyway. So I'm just going to Metagross because with AV, I will take a hit as he clicks Volt again, which is really good because that's 10% chip plus 12% on the rocks on the next turn. As he goes into Nidoqueen, and I believe it just click Bullet Punch here, get some chip. As he clicks Earth Power, it takes us out, and I can go back to Gren, and I believe it just clicked Dark Pulse this time. Because I didn't need to click Surf, yeah, because Nidoqueen was in range, so I'm able to click Dark Pulse as he did with the second Mana Feed. In comes the Electrode again, so I go into Clef as he clicks Volt Switch once again. Here I made the Clef pivot because I thought he would click Thunderbolt this time because he would not want to take another round of rocks because this is getting really low, right? But he does click Volt Switch, which means he gets to go into Need a Queen for free, which is a little unfortunate. I have to go Coldfish here because, again, like Coldfish is not really needed. Scizor is low and doesn't really beat anything, so I just go Coldfish to sack it off to the Earth Power. But he clicks Sub, and this is why Aqua Jet is amazing because we can pick it off. Like we can break the Sub, because if we couldn't break the Sub, then we lost the game for sure because Gren would die. But now I can go into Greninja, and he should sack the Lottie here because you need the Nido Queen to revenge to kill the Clef. Okay, and now this is a huge turn because obviously Nido Queen Scizor dies, so he has to go into Electric, right? In my head, I was like, okay, dang, I lose because my Clef is at 65. It's going to take Rocks, it's unaware, so it's 53. And 2 Thunderbolts is definitely going to take it out because the Volt Switch did like 22 or something to the Clef. Yeah, it did 29, right? So the Thunderbolt's gonna do. It's easy gonna kill my Clef. And I was like, my only hope at this point is hope he's not taunt, sack the Gren, then go into Clef and like soft boil till he dies, basically. And then maybe I'm able to live Sludge Wave into Bullet Punch, which I don't think I would, but I felt like that was my only chance. So I'd basically given up at this point, so I was like, I don't think I can win, because I don't have Shuriken. If I had Shuriken, I could have maybe, done something, because everything was in range. But because I don't have Shuriken, I was like, okay, I'm just gonna stay in and click Dark Pulse here. Because he was 22, right? So he has 3 hits, and if I go Clef on the Thunderbolt, what happened? Clef on the Thunderbolt, I lose the game because Thunderbolt, just like 3 Thunderbolts wins the game. So I was like, okay, my only hope is that I just soft boil the Clef and then live Sludge Wave into Bullet Punch somehow. So I clicked Dark Pulse, and I don't know why, but he swapped. And I think it's because he either misread the damage on Clef or he didn't see his rocks. That it was unaware, so it was gonna take rocks, or he like misread the HP on the Clef, so he thought the Clef would live 2 Thunderbolts, and which would mean if he clicks Thunderbolts into my Clef and I live, he loses the game. Like he couldn't click Volta anyway because if he clicks Volt, he takes 10%, and then rocks kill him. So like he had to click Thunderbolt, but if Clef lived 2 Thunderbolts, he would lose the game. So he thought the Clef was coming out, so he went into the Nido Queen. And because of that, and because I stayed in, this game is over because he takes rock, which means now he only has 1 hit. So I can just go into my Clef table, and he clicks Volt, it does 27. Maybe he didn't have Thunderbolt, but I really definitely not be Thunderbolt in this matchup because you only need HP 90. Nothing else really. And now here I can just spam Flamethrower to like keep this thing low. But he just clicks Bullet Punch, takes me out, and I can just go Gren and click HP Fire to take him out. Even crit wouldn't have killed me. So, yeah, definitely a choke by my opponent. We also got super lucky at the start, like the crit of Manaphy, which allowed us to like another Dark Pulse. The Manaphy basically did nothing. We also got the pair on Lottie, which means Lottie did nothing. There's definitely, we did miss a Meteor Mash versus Scizor, which is pretty big because we did have to kill the Scizor. So they couldn't have done that U-turn play on the Zapdos. But overall, we did get lucky, but my opponent should have still won and choked, so kind of on them. But I think they played really, really well, and like I watched like a couple of their games before to scout, and I feel like they've been playing pretty well. So shoutouts to them, like hope to see more of them for sure. But yeah, we win it and move on to round 6. Which is against Hamish. I don't know him that well, but he's played me on Speed Tours a couple of times, and pretty sure hacks me both times, so it's like definitely scared about getting hacks. And they have a pretty scary team too. They have Greninja, Latios, Lando I, Heatran, Roselia, and Mega Medicham. There's also something else carrying on the bench, but I can't remember. And we've faced most of these mons. We know GRENINJA is a pain. We know Latios is a pain. It forces the AV meta growth usually. You know Lando I is a pain. You know actually we don't know Heatran's a pain, but Heatran's kind of a pain too. Because Clef can't really do anything to it. Like I was looking at Combine Focus Blasting, or Combine needs to be ground, and it doesn't do enough damage. So I'm like, wow. Then we know Mecha Medichams also, right? So, yeah, this is a very like scary matchup because there's a lot of threats. So I decided to match his offense with my offense, basically. Not with Clefable, but Clefable's pretty standard, like Spadef. Spadef was to help with like Gren, and maybe Lottie a little bit, because I'm not AV Metagross this time, surprisingly. But we have Moonblast, Thunderwave, Softball, and Knockoff. Pretty Spadef with Kibiaberry. Kibiaberry's can for the Medicham. Thunderwave is just good in general, knocking off like the Twilight from Rosalia or the Light Orb from Lando is pretty good as well. Yeah, Thunderwave just goes broken and Softball for longevity. Then we have Zapdos with the Expert Belt, because again, Zapdos has an insane matchup. Thunderbolt, Hidden Power, Ice, and Signal Beam hits the whole team pretty hard. And so we have Agility just to like get the speed, and so that I can be modest and pretty bulky. I think the speed was to outspeed like some Scarf Lottie or Scarf Brand, I don't remember. But it was definitely outspeeding some Scarfer, and then just hits everything. I definitely need chip on like the Medicham, which I think Helmet will. Actually, I don't have Helmet, so I don't remember how I got chip on the Medicham. But if we can get some chip on the Medicham, this is gonna definitely can put in work. Then next up we have Ursaring with Quick Feet, Facade Protector, Quick Ice Punch. This is once again creeping anything attempting to creep Mecha Garchomp before Mecha. So this will be faster than Lando I and Medicham. Once again, I just need a way of hitting those two things outside of GRENINJA. Earthquake hits the Heatran, Ice Punch just for the Lando I also hits the like Lottie, Rosalia, so it's just a state for Midfront. Then Facade and it's broken, and then Protect for the Toxic Orb as well as Fake Out Medi. This time we're Air Balloon Metagross with Agility as well. Agility, Ice Punch, Earthquake, Meteor Mash. The idea is that we can set up on the Lando I. Ice Punch with, like, you know, hits the Lottie, hits the Lando, hits the Rosalia, Earthquake hits the Heatran, hits the Greninja pretty hard as well. And then Meteor Mash hits everything else. So again, like, just to be offensive, basically, we're trying to stay in with everything. Agility, do as much damage so that something else can win. Then make the Garchomp pretty fast, once again for the Lando I. And your Stealth Rock going for Earthquake's first stand. Just needed Stab because there's no Fairy type, and like Earthquake, Dragon Claw hit everything, so I just put SD on, just, you know, if I'm able to SD. Didn't need any other move. And last we have Expert Belt GRENINJA, and we're physical this time with Waterfall, Spikes, Ice Punch, and U-Turn. Again, I went physical just because it hits harder into the Rosalia, hits harder into like Medi and Tran. Just felt better, I think. And Spikes was just in case I force a swap, I can get a Spike up, which will get the chip on like the Medicham for Zapdos. So yeah, let's jump into it. I believe my lead was just going to be GRENINJA here because it looks so good. And I still need their own GRENINJA, but and to win the speed tie with Spike, but I'm able to just U-turn, but sadly it doesn't kill. Which is okay. I just go Ursaring just to get my Toxic R buff, and then I swap into Garchomp expecting like a physical blend. And I feel like this was a mistake by me. I don't know. I thought he was gonna click U-turn or like some physical move or like a low kick. So I was like, I could go Garchomp, get the Ruskin chip, and take that. But he clicks Dark Bolts, and I was like, dang, I didn't want to take that because that does so much damage. So just going to Clef because it clicks like Beam, and I can click Knockoff, I think, because Knockoff would kill the Gren at that range, and we're able to get rid of the Violet on Rosalia. And now I go into Garchomp, as he clicks T-spikes, which is fair, and I just click rocks and don't make evolve yet in case he decides to swap. But now that he clicked lead seed, I decided just make evolve, take out the Roselia. In comes the Lando, and he clicks sub, so I've noticed a lot of people running sub versus me, maybe because of how defensive I usually play. Like, I build my mons to like check certain threats, so I always swap. But here, this team was not meant to swap around, right? So I said just stay in, because Garchomp is so low, it's not doing anything here. So I just stay in Dragon Claw as he used to be sub lefties. And I believe he just takes us out here because they want to take more chip on the sub. But here I can just go into Ursaring and I click Facade. Oh no, I just click Ice Punch, take him out. I guess he was checking if I was Quick Feet or not, so he didn't swap, which worked out for us. So Lando is dead. It comes to Medi, and I click Protect, and it clicks the Fake Out again because I'm not going to swap. I'm just trying to get as much damage as possible. And I click the Facade. As he goes into Heatran, it used to be max HP, max defense Heatran. And I was like, dang, he really prepped for the Heatran. For the Ursaring. That's funny. As he reads the Protect, as I click Earthquake, and now he has the Greninja stack on the next Earthquake. So in my Ursaring dice, we have a double down here. And I believe we're going to Clef because Clef was better into 2 out of 3 Mons. As he goes into Heatran, it's a little unfortunate, so I just go into Greninja because I should be able to deal with his stab as he does click rocks. That's a little annoying. A lot of hazards on the side. Here I'm just expecting the Protect to scout. I just click spikes on the Protect to get chip on the Medicham. And now I click Waterfall and it only does 48 damage. I'm max attack expert belt Greninja. And that did 48 just because he's like max defense, so it's a little unfortunate. It clicked the Magma Storm and hits. In here, maybe I should have clicked another spike on the expected Protect, but I thought he might. I don't know. Yeah, there's definitely another spike. I should have just clicked another spike on the Protect. I couldn't switch anyway, and so he just always protects, right, and then dies. So yeah, I should have just clicked spikes. Even if he attacks me, it doesn't really matter, right? So, yeah. I'm going to Zapdos now. I think I just clicked Agility, as he does swap into the Lottie. So I was like, okay, I can just Signal Beam this. If he Dracos me and kills, that's perfect, because I can go Metagross and, Agility up on the Lottie and then win, because everything is in range, as long as I don't miss Meteor Mash, I guess. But he only has Dragon Pulse, and so he like is able to take me. He's not able to take me out, so I take him out. But in hindsight, I think this was a misplay because Zapdos was never gonna win after I took that Dragon Pulse because the Medi has Fake Out. And what I should have done is let the Lottie kill me so I could Agility with my Metagross for sure. Although I guess he could have Thunder Wave, so I don't know if my sequencing was correct. But I feel like Lottie would not run Thunder Wave this matchup. So maybe Metagross was better because I just Agility with the Metagross and then I wouldn't for sure. I don't know. I Signal Beam, take the Lottie out. In comes the Medicham. I was like, okay, if he clicks Fake Out, I have a static chance, but I don't get it. By going to Clef, because my Metagross will die to High Jump Kick, I believe. Because of the Spike and Rocks. I think I EV'd it to live after just Rocks, but I don't think you can take a Spike plus High Jump Kick. But here, as long as I don't get crit or... no, even crit is fine. As long as I don't get flinched, I should be okay versus the Medi. Oh, maybe High Roll crit kills me, I don't remember. But, so I decided to click Thunder Wave because Thunder Wave cannot miss this gen. Still, Thunder Wave is always the safer play because if he stops Heatran, also gets Thunder Wave off on him, which is pretty good. But he stays in and it gets the Thunder Wave off, which means I can Moonblast pick this off. In comes the Heatran, and all I have to do is Thunder Wave him so that Metagross can beat this. And I think my Metagross was... I didn't plan for it, but it was just faster than No Speed Heatran by like 1 or 2 points. So I would have been fine, but the Thunder Wave just guarantees I win now because Earthquake will take this out. But it turns out his Heat Train couldn't even beat my Clef anyway, because it didn't have like Flash Cannon or whatever. So my Clef just walls this and he forfeits. I wasn't really BMing. I was just uh, like if I can win with Clef, why not win with Clef, right? I mean, I I don't know. Maybe I should have just spam knockoff till I died, because then Metagross wins. Um, but maybe I was BMing. Sorry about that. But yeah, we're able to win this. This was round 6, so we go into round 7 now, and I believe this would be quarterfinals, like top 8, and we're playing 8-12. Who's a pretty interesting, like, he's really solid. Like, I feel like his drafts are not very good. He's weird, like, funky monks. And he really loves Diggersby, and he thinks Diggersby is the best mon. So as you can see, his first mon from Diggersby, which I'm not gonna lie, is pretty scary into my team. So you definitely be careful about that thing. And he also has Zapdos, Jirachi, Hydreigon, Roserade, and Mega Absol. Mega Absol is trash, that's all I gotta say, like, it's so bad. But he had 3 Dark types. He also had a Sableye on the bench, which I thought was pretty funny. He does have 2 like, really good fade resist, Jirachi and Roserade, but his draft overall definitely lacked like resistances. Like the 3 Dark types that he drafted. Anyway, jump to the team. Starting off, we have Clefable with Babiri Berry. Pretty Spadef. Why repeat Babiri? Oh, we have Babiri for the Hydra. I was like, surely we don't stand the Jirachi, and we're not. So this is for the Hydra. Thunder Wave, because again, Thunder Wave is broken. Moonblast, Soft Boy, Flamethrower. Moonblast hits everything. Flamethrower hits the 2 Fairy Resist. So, pretty standard Clefable. Soft Boy for longevity. Next up, Greninja with Choice Scarf. This is our main win con this week. He has 4 Ice Weeks, right? On this out of 6. And the other one is like Jirachi, which is weak to Greninja Stab and Dark Pulse. So Scarf, Greninja with, and I'm like boosting nature in special attack as well, is a really good win con if I can get things in range. And this also covers for Scarf Jirachi, Scarf Zapdos, Scarf Hydra, Scarf Rose, Scarf Diggersby. So I thought this was pretty pretty mandatory here. And it was just like a very safe win con. And because I only needed like Dark Pulse Ice Beam, Scald was not even needed. It was just like case, just to make sure I killed the Diggersby. Then I just put Shuriken just in case like Diggersby is chipped but could have quick attack pick me off. I can just Shuriken to pick him off instead. I felt that was pretty useful because again, I didn't really need moves, and I was never gonna click turn into static Zapdos anyway. So yeah, this is our main win con. Our primary goal is to get everything in range of Greninja, and we can just spend Ice Beam in this game. Next up, we have Max Bizdev Zapdos with the Rocky Helmet. Static, this is going to be what we sack into the Diggersby because we get 2 rounds of Rock Chip, as basically it means it's in Greninja range, which is epic, and then you have to get 2 turns to Static Power the Diggersby, which is pretty good. This also a check into like Jirachi, because it fits like physical Jirachi that just walls it. Discharge Heat Wave Roost. It's pretty standard. Discharge to Pitch for Paris. Heat Wave hits the Jirachi and Roserade, and then you check for momentum and wait for longevity. And then we have Metagross with Coldberry, pretty offensive. This is our dedicated lead. It gets up rocks and gets some damage on like stuff. Earthquake hits the Jirachi. Ice Punch hits the Zapdos and like the Hydra Rose as well. And then Meteor Mash is just pretty good stab in general. Wanted to fit Bullet Punch, but I didn't know what to drop, so I was just like, whatever. I'll just roll with this. Then we have like a Garchomp, and this time it's Sword Stance, Earthquake, Dragon Claw, Stone Edge. Again, there's no fairies, there's no real resist. And once again, I'm like super speedy. I'm not really gonna mega until I think I'm gonna die, because I'm faster than Hydra and Jirachi this way, and Zapdos. So if I Sword Stance up and then Stone Edge is for the Zapdos, Earthquake hits everything else, Drying Claw is also pretty free to spam. So that's the idea behind the Garchomp. And then last we have another quick feat Earth Ring, Facade, Play Rough, Crunch. Play Rough because there was a Sableye on the bench. Crunch is for the Jirachi because I thought it might be Shoutout for the Garchomp. And then Facade just to, again, this is just to outspeed like his base 100s and Rose Raid Hydra. I didn't want to solely rely on Greninja. So this is like another offensive build basically. And yeah, let's jump into it. As I said, I was just going to lead Metagross no matter what. He leads Hydra, he's not going to click Dark Pulse into Weakness Policy, so I just get up my rocks. As his Zapdos comes in, he is pressured, so he is probably defog, as he does defog right away, but I just stay in and click Ice Punch. And it does a good amount of damage, so he's probably just like I've seen A12 play it, he runs a lot of speed on his mons because he wants to outspeed stuff, so I guess this was no bulk. And this is really good because we're able to do like a good amount of damage, right? And then he also clicks Molten and does 40, so he's definitely super invested. But then just get up rocks again as the Absol does come in. Here I decide to stay in because if he has Fire Blast, so be it. He clicks Knock, it doesn't kill, and I'm able to Medium Mash, and it does 86. I don't have Bullet Punch though, so he's able to click Knock off and put me out. But I'm able to go into Gren. I thought Gren was the safest just because, one, Absol's faster than everything else on my team, and I didn't want to get knocked on the clef. So I thought going Gren was better because it resists Sucker Punch, so I can just like get damage off easily. But he decides to save the sack and goes into the Jirachi, expecting the Ice Beam. So good play by him actually because he keeps the sack. And here expecting the actually no, I just go straight into Zapdos. Even if it clicks rocks, I thought Zapdos here was pretty good positioning for me. As it clicks U-turn, takes Helmet, but goes into Zapdos and as I think it's gonna defog his rocks away, which is a little annoying. But this means I do get to click U-turn, take out a Mon, so he gets one less sack than Gren. And U-turn back to Gren. In comes the Rose Raid, and here I think I made a slight misplay. I thought he was gonna click Spikes or like T-Spike. I think I should have gone Garchomp, but I make the play into Earth Ring. Not really sure why. As he does click Sleep Powder, but I get Veil as he misses. And this is perfect because now like I always have to switch into this. This is really bad by me though. I shouldn't have gone into Ursa Ring because I really needed Ursa Ring, but I got greedy here I guess. Thinking if he clicks like Giga Drain or something, I get to go Ursa Ring and like click Facade and do damage. Yeah, I click Facade, it does 31 to the Jirachi, and I go back into Zapdos as he does click Rocks this time, so that's a little annoying. But I just click Heat Wave this time, does not really resist. In comes the Diggersby, and like I was like, that's fine, because Zapdos is here just this guy. I just click Heat Wave as he reveals Speed Choice Banded, I believe, because that did way too much damage. But we do get the Static Para immediately, which is like... But he was really upset about this one, but I don't really matter, because all it did, there was another chance I could get paired. Basically, he wouldn't have taken an extra Heat Wave, but he would still get like 34%. So it's like, I don't think this one mattered as much as he thought it did. Especially because he decided to stay in, take that, and lives on one. But because I know he's banded, I just go Earth Ring and I can just click Facade. As he decides to save the Diggers, we probably put Quick Attack. And here I just go into Clef to the Hydra as he clicks the Breakout, so that works out. And here I click the Wave, yeah, on the Jirachi. And then click Flamethrower to take it out. And it comes to Diggersby, he clicks Quick Attack, you can click Moonblast, take this out as well. And it comes to Rose Raid, I believe I was trying to sack my Clef, so I just click Flamethrower, it does about 46. I do get the burn, I don't think it matters. As I click Sleeve Storm again, but everything's in range of Scarf Gren, so I can just click Ice Beam 2 times and win. Yeah, I'm not sure if the static para mattered. I feel like the sleep pattern miss was definitely worse because if he hit that, then I basically wasted the Ursaring for no reason. And the Ursaring was really good, right? You said I got the chip it needed on stuff. Um, so I definitely hacked him, definitely got lucky. But I mean, that's why I brought this Zapdos, right, for static. And I feel like I got the chip damage I needed on the Diggersby, so I don't know if it mattered. Because I also had Shuriken. I don't know if you knew that. But yeah, we win 3-0 and move on to semis. And I'll be back with that shortly. We're back for the semifinals game, and it's against Discord, who's a fellow Canadian. So shout out for the Canadian battle. And he has a pretty interesting team. Crobat, Mika, Scizor, I believe, Hydreigon, Infernape, Toad, and Mew. So he has the Mew, makes me jealous because I wanted Mew, but it seems really colorful, looks pretty cool. The only ugly monster is Toad, but the rest of them look pretty sick. And he has the Crobat, which, you know, he knew Noivern and the scratch, so he got the Crobat, so shout out. Anyway, for this matchup, I'll go a little bit more in detail to the semis. And yeah, threats. Mew, obviously a huge threat, either with like Nasty Plot or Combine. That gets like Vacuum Wave, I believe, which Plot Vacuum Wave can definitely smoke past the Greninja. Toad's pretty good check for like Greninja as well. Can set up rocks, it's a little annoying. Infernape is like Choice Car for Choice Packs can definitely be scary, or the Sword Stance 24 set that we've seen. Hydra, I feel like I've played like 3 Hydras, and I feel like none of them have done anything worse this game because Clefairy is such a good check for it. And it always has to predict right between like my team, I feel like. Scizor, I'm never worried about because I was thinking Scizor matchup. Crobat can definitely be annoying with like super fast. It's good check and good clap, but can't really do anything unless it gets Thunder Wave it on like the switch in, basically. And then also Nasty Plug Crobat can be a little scary, so I have to be careful of that. But let's jump into our team. Starting up, we have Clefable, and it's Unaware. I really debated between Unaware and Mascot for a while. And then decided Unaware was just better into Mew in case he's Plot or something. And then I also heavily debated the moveset because I was Charge Beam at one point. Because it's like, allowed me to boost past and beat like Crobat and stuff. But in the end, decided just regular Moonblast Flamethrower, Moonlight, Heal Bell is just better. Heal Bell is just like if the Mew with like Wisp or, you know, Toxic, Heal Bell helps a lot. And Flamethrower is just for the Scizor, Moonblast hits everything else. I don't really hit the Crobat with this, which is a little annoying. So I was debating putting Wish or Heal Bell for the Metagross like again and again. But then realized if I just make my Crobat like pretty bulky, I can just keep going Crobat, and if I have Heal Bell, I can like get rid of any Toxics on the Zapdos and just forever check the Zapdos basically. So went with this in the end. Shoutouts to Aster for help with the set. Next up I have Greninja with Extra Belt. And with Ice Beam, Dark Pulse, Power Fire, and Shuriken. I did go negative defense just for the Shuriken boost versus Infernape. Doesn't really do anything else. Maybe Crobat if it's low. Ice Beam, Dark Clothes hits pretty much everything on the team. HP Fire hits the Scizor. I didn't really expect the Infernape to stay in, but in the end decided that I should probably carry a water move for it. Because initially I was Grass Knot on this for the Seismitoad. But I decided Shuriken is just good safety insurance versus Infernape needed, and I did other ways of chipping down the Seismitoad. Starting with Zapdos, which is Lumberry, Discharge, Impact, Grass, Boost, Heat Wave. Pretty offensive, but like also bulky. The point of this is like Hidden Power Grass is really good in the Seismitoad, so I can just spam Discharge first trying to push for Paris because nothing on his team really likes discharge. Like Hydro can switch in, but if it gets paired, then once again it's useless. And so his switch would be Slashy Toad. And I can click HP Grass to pop the window, which is like pretty expected here. And if he clicks Rock, it's whatever. I can HP Grass again to out. But if he clicks Toxic, Munberry like gets around it, and I can HP Grass twice and take him out. That's the idea. And then he favors just with the Scizor. Just in case, I was initially Signal Beam and ignored this Scizor completely, but somebody brought Spadef Super Stance in a mock and it was getting really annoying, so I just put him right back. I was like, Hydra is whatever, I don't want to lose to SD Scizor with my team. It was really bad, you know, when I have so many mocks. Like so many mocks that resist Scizor. And then next up I have Metagross with an Akaberry, a Natural Gift, Toxic, Stealth Rock, Meteor Mash. I believe the speed is just trying to creep like a no speed Scizor, so I can bop it with the Natural Gift. Akaberry serves two purposes. One, it's like really good into like Heat Wave, Crobat, or Flamethrower Mew, and I can get the Toxic off. The Toxic is the main thing, trying to put the Mew on a timer. Mostly because I'm expecting him to maybe Wisp my Metagross right away instead of clicking Taunt first. And then I can get the Toxic off on it. Rocks, because Rocks are good, and then Meteor Mash for, I guess it hits Crobat the hardest. So, maybe, yeah, because I couldn't be Zen because I wanted to put the Hydra if possible. So yeah, this is the set. Next up I have Garchomp, and I was really proud of this Garchomp. It's Super Spadef, so it actually lives the modded Ice Beam from Mew, from full. And I'm Sword Stance, Earthquake, Dragon Claw, Facade. I have enough attack to bluff that I'm Jolly Max attack. But I'm actually just super bulky. The bulk is also nice for Infernape, like I will always have a hit. I also have an HP Ice from Crobat. And I can just do a lot of damage. Sword Stance, Earthquake, Dragon Claw hits everything on his team. And Facade is just in case the Mew is like the Wisp, Seismic Toss set. Wisp, not Seismic Toss, Nightshade set. I can Facade him after like an SD, because Mew will never be able to kill me. That's basically the idea behind the set, and like even Facade's just gonna do a lot of damage to everything except the Scizor. So, and last, another Rocky Helmet Quillfish, this time for the Infernape, also for the Scizor. Spike's taunts called Aquajet. Taunt was for the Seismic Toad, stop like, you know, rocks if I can, maybe stop the Scizor from roosting. And then Aquajet again just for chip on the Infernape if needed, and Scald was again just to fish for burns. So yeah, let's jump again. As for leads, I was going to lead Zapdos. Like, Zapdos looks insane as a lead in this. I lead Zapdos as he leads Scizor, which is perfect, and I don't expect him to stay in on the Heat Wave, so I just predict that he can take Grass as the Seismic Toad comes in. It is Rainbow, but it is enough to that two Rainbows just knock him out. And that's what we do. So this, unless Mew or Infernape have Rock, that's like gonna be no rocks this game. In comes the Mew and decided to just discharge, trying to get the pair out as he just clicks Seismic Toss and reads to be lefty. So I was like, okay. I click discharge again, trying to fish for the pair out, and go to Hydra, and I can go into Clef as he clicks U-turn, probably goes into Scizor, and I was like, I don't know if I care about this because I can just Flamethrower here. As he does click the knockoff, get rid of for the lefties, but I can just Flamethrower this decent amount of damage. And I can go Zapdos and he does make the call and clicks Roost, but I was fine. I think I just click Discharge here, trying to fish for another para, but I don't get it. But I can go back into Clef, and he does click Draco this time, so that's perfect. And I can I double into... Okay, here, after the Draco, I expected the Crobat to come out on the Clef, so I double into Metagross trying to get the that. It comes to Mew, and I think I click Toxic first, trying to put the Mew on a timer. It's good he didn't click Taunt first, he clicked Thunder Wave, so that's amazing for us. And now I just clicked Rocks as in comes the Scizor, and usually I would have stayed in to Natural Gift this, but I know he has Knockoff, and I'm slower because the para, so I just go into my Zapdos. It's really to be really offensive Scizor, so I was like, dang, he's, It's good I put Heatwave back on this because this could have been a problem for sure. And he makes another aggressive play, I guess because he's behind, clicks Infernape, he does a decent amount of damage, goes into Infernape. I go into Bullfish on the Infernape, as he clicks Fire Blast and like absolutely clicks my Bullfish. So I was like, oh dang, he's Choice Spikes for sure. So I just click Aqua Jet just to bring this thing in range of Water Shuriken. As it clicks Fire Blast again, that's a decent amount of damage, but I can go into Garchomp now. I believe I clicked Dragon Claw first. As it goes Scizor, not a big deal because Earthquake should take this out because he is offensive. So that's Scizor gone, that's good. In comes Hydra, I believe. I go into Metagross this time. In case you wanted to make the read and click like Flash Cannon. So I decided to just go into Metagross this time and he just click Return, which is fine. He's taking one rock. Goes into Infernape. I believe it just sack off the Zapdos here because I don't need it anymore. And then I go into Garchomp again and I can click Dragon Claw once again, which does a decent amount of damage to the Mew. And now I believe I go into Clef. As he soft boils, but because like he went into Toxic, I don't really mind if he taunts me. I tried to heal ball, but he taunts me, so I can't. But I was like, okay, it's fine. I can just click Moonblast, right? Oh, actually, I clicked Flamethrower trying to catch the Crobat. But I think I clicked Flamethrower again. Or Moonblast again. Okay. And the Mew's dead to Toxic, so that's good. That's a threat gone. In comes the Crobat, and I go hard into Metagross because I'm still at a decent amount of health as he clicks Sludge Bomb. So I was like, okay, this is special. He clicks Heat Wave. We still have the Aqua Berry, so I'm able to click Meteor Mash as he reads me Life Orb, and I was like, okay, dang, this is really good. Because I can click Meteor Mash now. As he clicks Plot, but doesn't really matter because the Life Orb's going to take him out. And this is looking pretty good. I go into Greninja. This should be in range of Water Shuriken, so even if he had Vacuum Wave, it wouldn't matter. And I'm able to take him out. And in comes the Hydra. I decided to stay in because the only way he's faster is if he's Scarf. And to kill me, he has to Draco. And if he has to Draco, then Clef wins. So he goes for the Dark Pulse. He flinches me. And I was like, okay, cool. As long as he doesn't flinch me like 5 times in a row, I should be okay. He does get 2, so it was a little worrying, but he doesn't get the 3rd, so I'm able to click Ice Beam and take him out. Yeah, that's the semi-final game, and I think we played that pretty well. Getting the lead right was big. Obviously, no Rocks Up helped us a lot because we didn't take any chip whatsoever to Hazards. And yeah, we made it to finals, which is pretty good. Last time I think we got eliminated round 6, like the first time this ORAS Cup happened. So making it to finals is pretty cool. Unfortunately, I had to travel to LA to for the regional, like a mini vacation. So the choices I had were either played early before flying, or hope that an extension would be granted and I play after coming back. And I wasn't sure because there's been like issues. Like Smogon doesn't like me, right? So it's like I don't know if they would just forfeit me out of the finals. So I decided to play it early. But yeah, I'll be back with the finals in a bit. Alright, we're back with the finals and we're playing Toxic. Who's a pretty good player. He was captaining DPL as well, has done decently well. And he beat Mayo in the semis, so like a huge win for him. He was in a draft pool as well, so you know, both the like teams are from the same draft pool. And he has a pretty interesting team of Justin, Ferrothorn, Mikolopony, Latios, Juxi, and Crocodile. On first look, the team's not, like, in my head, doesn't look really good on paper. Like, in my head, it's just like loses 6-0 straight up, right? The Common Clef, there's nothing he can do. Like, he definitely has to come up with like strats or like para spam, which he does have 4 bonds that can para or 3 bonds that can para. So, or just come up with like some other crazy set. But obviously, Lopunny is a threat, right? If it crits, like the Quillfish would return I'm in a tough spot because nothing else really takes on Lopunny on my team. Same for Crook. Like Crook can be scary if he crits through something. Lottie can be scary as well. It can definitely do a bunch of stuff. Yuxi with like screens can be annoying. Ferrothorn can obviously be annoying with like hazards up. He doesn't like his removal is Lottie, um, which is not the best, and I have Zapdos, which is not the best. But like both the hazards could definitely be scary for each team. And then like I thought the best Jellicent set here was like Spidef, Nightshade, Taunt, because you beat the Clefable that way always. Because otherwise, Clefable just 6-0s this team, right? Unless you hacks it. And but when I was mocking, people also brought like offensive Trick Room Jellicent into me, just because my water resists are Quillfish and Greninja, which are not the best. Like neither of them like Hydro Pump or whatever. So I can see it. Like if you go that route, then obviously Ferrothorn's annoying with like spikes. Definitely going to be like Aqua Berry or something. Spidef for the Gren. So yeah, let's jump into what we're building. What we're bringing, why we're bringing it. Starting up, we have Clef with Life Orb. We're Quiet Nature, and this on purpose just to weaken Gyro Ball damage a little bit, in case it comes down to it. And we're pretty Fist Def. The investment in special attack is actually so that we 3-hit KO Max Spidef Jellicent after a Calm Mind, I think. With Moonblast was the main idea in case it was like Taunt. And so we Calm Mind, Moonblast, Flamethrower, Softball. It's really strong here, Clefable. The only way he beats it is like hacks, basically, or I'm stupid and let it get low so that his physical attackers can beat it, because his special attackers cannot beat this Clef. And a Max Fist Def, because I want to take the physical attacks as good as possible. And this is really, really strong here. Like, if I position this correct, there's not much you can do about this. You see, yeah. It can be a win con, but I kind of want to use this more as a breaker. Maybe it can be a win con, we'll see. Next up, we have Zapdos with Charty Berry. Charty is for the Crook. It's like one of the best switch-ins. And then Heatwave, Discharge, Signal Beam, Roost, which hits pretty much his whole team. Like Signal Beam hits these three guys, Heatwave hits the Ferrothorn, and then Discharge hits the other two, and then Roost for longevity. Yeah, pretty standard. Then we have Rocky Helmet, Quillfish, Max Fist Def. This was Lopunny because we don't actually have anything else. If the Lopunny crits this with return, we're definitely in trouble. With Toxic Spikes, Poison Jab. Poison Jab just to like hit the Lopunny and so it's not sub or whatever. Taunt in like for the Jellicent. Maybe the Yuxi because we do have I have the Yuxi is like minus speed for like slow U-turn or whatever. Taunt's also good for the Ferrothorn, so it doesn't like spike up or Leech Seed does. And then Pain Split was just like we can Pain Split to keep the Ferro or Jellicent low as well, which would help. So yeah, debated Aqua Jet on this for like more chip on the Lop and Crook, but figured it wasn't really needed. The T Spikes would do the trick. Next up, we have Scarf Gren with enough speed to. I don't know what I'm creeping, but I'm pretty sure. Oh, I think I'm creeping Modest Latios. I wasn't creeping Timid Latios. Yeah. And Dark Pulse Surf, U-turn, Extra Sensory. I've choice. Even though Expert Belt Grunt looks really, really good here, I decided Scarfish is safer into like Scarf Crook or like Lop, because Lop was really scary, and I wanted a way to always revenge it if possible. So I just went Scarf. Stabs are pretty good. The only thing I don't really hit hard with this is Ferrothorn, but if you can get spikes up and get like some chip on. Oh, well, we don't have spikes now, but everything else on the team is able to hit the Ferrothorn, so as long as we can chip it, we should be able to, pick up kills with Greninja. An Extra Sensory was just in case the Lopunny was too high, so we can kill it, because Surf doesn't do enough. Next up, we have Mega Garchomp, Modest, with like Rocks, Flamethrower, Draco Meteor, Toxic. I believe the investment was to live Modest Ice Beam from Jellicent always, so I can Toxic it. Draco hits everything super hard, especially if the Yuxi is like Fist Def, or like the Crook is like Intim, whatever, physically bulky for the chomp. Draco will do a lot of damage. Flamethrower just to hit the Ferrothorn as hard as possible, and Toxic is just for the Jellicent. If we can get Toxic off on the Jellicent, our Clef should be able to 1v1 it, is the main idea. And then last we have another Assault Vest Metagross. Meteor Mash, Pursuit, Bullet Punch is just the last move as we changed to Hammer Arm, just because I wanted to hit the Ferrothorn as hard as possible. Which is why Toxic on the Jellicent is even more important, so that because Metagross also doesn't touch it. And Metagross is just a Lottie check. As for leads, I was just going to lead Garchomp here. It's pretty good. The only bad lead for it is Lottie, maybe Lop. But Lop allows me to get Goldfish in and get a T-Spike up, and Lottie allows me to get like Metagross in and probably just like Pursuit or whatever. So wasn't too worried. So yeah, I lead Garchomp as he leads Jellicent, and I click Toxic here for Clef. But he clicks Ice Beam and takes me out, and he crits me, so I actually don't get information if it's Specs or not, because only Specs Ice Beam could have killed me. In hindsight, maybe the better play it was Rocks first always, because Rocks are really important here, just to get chip damage. And if you've been watching my games, I've been winning my games because of Rocks plus Spikes damage stacking up, and then just cleaning up with like GRENINJA, or just like slowly chipping the team down and just winning with Gren. And now I'm not able to do that because I didn't get up my Rocks. But also I have no idea if this is Specs or not, because now I have like the crit, and this definitely sucks. So I go into Clef and click Calm Mind as he reveals the Sludge Wave, which I didn't know I got. So that's pretty cool. But he's not Specs, which means my Garchomp would have lived, and I would have gotten a Toxic and Rocks up, which would have been pretty huge. But obviously, it was a hindsight mistake by me. In hindsight, I should have played Rocks first. It was more important than the Toxic. I was just worried about Spidef Jellicent walling my Clef more than it should have been, I guess, and should have respected offensive Jellicent a little more. But it still hacks at the end of the day, because, I would have gotten Rocks up, but it is what it is. It happens. It's fun. Here, I click Soft Boil, because I know he's not, Cypher did 53, but, the next one would do 36, so I can, start Soft Boiling up. As it goes into Uxie, and I'm like, okay, it's not. He can try to trick, but I didn't really care at this point. I was just like, I can Moonblast. But he clicks Thunder Wave and hits the para immediately. So, as I said, the only way to beat this Clef is hacks, and that's what he's decided is his way out. Which is fair. Para is broken, as I've been saying. Would have liked if I didn't get paired immediately, but it is what it is. He gets the Rocks up as I click Moonblast. Does 47. As he clicks U-turn, and I was like, if I can get another Moonblast off, it would be epic. And I do. It does 54. And he gets the Curse Body, so I've definitely been unlucky in the first 6 turns. So I decided I'll just Soft Boil till he dies to Toxic. Just try to Soft Boil. I don't get it. And this is really unfortunate, right? Because I could have been healthier for now I'm in range of Fake Out plus Return from Lop, which is really annoying. Because before I wasn't, and nothing else on his team kills me, right? So he could go Crook to try and get another para, but if I Moonblast him, the Crook's gone, which is really good for me still. So in comes the Lop. I don't want to take the Fake Out plus Return, so I decided to go into Coolfish as he does Fake Out. And yeah, takes the helmet, and he reveals the Last Resort, which is really good prep by him, and fire prep by him as well. As I do click the T-Spikes. I thought he would go into his Lottie, so I clicked T-Spikes, but the Last Resort was really good prep. Shoutouts to him for that. And this is really annoying. So I was like, dang. Oof, this is a problem now, right? I have to manage my sacks to beat this thing. Because now, once it's in, it's going to pick out kill versus everything on my team, bar GRENINJA. So I was like, okay. I go into Metagross mostly because I didn't want, what do you call it? I wanted to keep the Quillfish helmet plus Intimidate for later if possible. So I decided to like save Quillfish for that reason. Here I should have probably clicked Pursuit just to get damage on the Lop because it might come into play. Because basically now every time he comes in, he has to click Fake Out, right? Which means he's gonna take 12% chip every time, no matter what. And if he like switches in or like from a U-turn or whatever, or doubles in, then he has to take an extra 12% because of the toxic. So I think any chip on the Lop would have been helpful because you're trying to, because if the Lop dies, then I can still win with Greninja as long as I chip the Ferrothorn, because everything else like will probably be dead. So I think this was again a misplay by me in hindsight. I should probably click the Pursuit, but I clicked the Meteor Mash. As he reveals to be the Citrus Berry Yuxi, and now he clicks U-turn, which is a little annoying, and goes into Lottie. As I go into my AV Metagross, as he clicks Shadow Ball and reveals to be Specs, I click Bullet Punch and it doesn't do a lot of damage, so I was like, oh, he's like bulky Specs. I was like, okay. But my only play here is to go Grand and click Dark Pulse, but he has the Yuxi sack. Oh, why did I click? Oh, I clicked U-turn because I didn't know if Dark Pulse would kill because he was bulky. So I thought U-turn into like Clef would be better, but I U-turn into Zapdos as he clicks U-turn and goes into Lottie, I believe. And here I sack off the Quillfish as he clicks Ice Beam because I know he's Specs. And now I go into Grant and I believe it just clicked Dark Pulse this time. Yep, get rid of the Yuxi. I think the Ferrothorn comes in, and so I go into Zapdos as he clicks Thunder Wave. I was like, okay, another Thunder Wave. I click Discharge thinking he might go Lottie, but he stays in to click Toxic, so he's double status, and I was like, okay. I click Heat Wave now to break the Akka as he clicks Spikes. And I believe I click Heat Wave again and get the burn. So finally some luck, but not the luck I need. As he clicks Ice Beam, take me out. It's fine. I can go back into Gren and click Dark Pulse. And basically hope that Ferrothorn's to a KO, but it's not. So it's like, okay, either I get the roll or a flinch, which could still keep me in the hunt, but I do not get the flinch. And he clicks Thunder Wave, which means this is GG because the Lop comes in after, we'll click Fake Out, and then Last Resort 2 times and win. And that's unfortunately the end of our run. We lose in the finals. The last video I recorded was also a loss in the finals, so, you know, we're making a habit of this, and hopefully we can, you know, win one to stop this streak of losing finals, but I think our opponent brought a pretty good team. Like, offensive Jazz Time was definitely cool. The Lopunny was really, really cool. I didn't even consider Last Resort in prep because I was like just worried about Fake Out return. The double Thunder Wave was kind of expected, right? His team loses to Clef. Like, there's no other way. He has to hacks. Like, but I definitely misplayed because if I get up rocks. So when the Lopunny takes the... Yeah, here. So if I had rocks up, right, this would be 6% less at 78. And then it did this Last Resort, which would make it 62, right, if rocks were up. And basically what this means is, let's say I let him take the helmet again. So it would be at like 46%, right? Because if I rocks up, what I can do is let him take this helmet hit. He'll be at 46%. I can go into Metagross after still. And what I can do is click Pursuit, so it takes more chip. And then basically what I have to do is, because the Lopunny, every time it comes in, has to take rocks, plus Toxic Spike damage to click Fake Out, which is 18%. And it will be at 46%, plus it has to take Pursuit, which I don't know how much it would do. But basically he would not get a lot of chances to Fake Out Last Resort me, because his HP would be too low. which allows my Gren to win basically. Because once the Lopunny is dead, my Gren goes crazy, right? The only thing that's annoying for it is the Ferrothorn. Everything else doesn't really like it. And I think it would come down to managing sacks, I think, because he does have a Lottie, which will also force a kill. And then I have a Gren that will force a kill, so it would come down to sack management. But, like, I would have a better shot if rocks were up, mostly because the Lopunny would not be able to do as much as it did. Also because that rocks chip would help, like the Ferrothorn roll at the end there with the Dark Pulse. So it would definitely make the game more open, I think. So the crit definitely sucked because, but in hindsight, I should click rocks first because rocks were more important than toxic on the Jellicent. So yeah, that's a run. I still think like shouts to the opponent for the prep. Like the Lopunny was really cool, and that'll be the end of our run. And if you've been watching, so first of all, why? Because it's so long. But if you've been watching to the end, appreciate you. I don't know if I'll be uploading anything else anytime soon. I am in the USM Cup, but I'll only upload if I do well, right? Because USM's my worst tier. I'm also in a VGC team tour, and I'm doing pretty well in that, so I might upload that, but I don't know enough about VGC to know if I can explain all plays, but I can try. But yeah, that's it from me. Thank you so much, and bye!